This is a problem from statistics. We're going to be reading the problem and then we're going to work through the problem as it's displayed in my stat lab, which is published by Pearson. The altitude in thousands of feet and speed of a plane in feet per second for various altitudes is shown below. Complete parts A through C. And then we are given this table right here. Notice that this is going to have an X value and it's going to have a Y value. Part A right here tells me to display the data in a scatter plot. Notice that X starts at 0 and goes all the way up to 35. Y starts at 965.2 and goes all the way up to 1100.7. Well, this one we're going to discount because the Y, the speed, is on the X-axis, so that would be incorrect. We can also go ahead and discount this one because the axes are backwards from what they should be. Notice that as X increases, Y also increases. This is the only one of the four where as X increases, Y is increasing. So that would be our choice in my stat lab. So then we're going to do the next part. Okay, I've come back into my stat lab. I've highlighted the correct radio button and I will left click check answer, and I see that it says excellent, so I click OK. Then that reveals the next part of the problem for me. This part of the problem, part B, calculate the correlation coefficient R. Well, I can go ahead and I can use the formula to calculate that, but this one would be a whole lot easier to just calculate in my stat lab. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to left click this blue copy icon up here, and I'm going to open it in StatCrunch. So now we'll see that we have the X column right here, altitude. The Y column is speed. And to find the correlation coefficient, I'm going to left click stat. I'm going to come down here to goodness of fit. To regression. Left click simple linear. I'm going to choose my altitude X as my X variable, my speed Y as my Y variable, and I don't need to worry about anything else in this particular problem because all I want to do is find the correlation coefficient. You'll see that the correlation coefficient is right here, and we will need to round it off according to what my stat lab tells me to. So we're looking at roughly 0.7492 as our answer. We may have to round that, so let's go into my stat lab and find out. It says round to 3 decimal places as needed, so I will type in 0.749, hit enter, and I've done the job correctly. Hit enter again, and then it gives me part C, which is to make a conclusion. And you'll see here with the drop-down menu that they're asking us to make a conclusion about the type of correlation. That says the correlation is A, and then we have the drop-down menu, blank linear correlation. Is it weak positive, strong positive, or weak negative? And we're going to say that it is a strong positive because it is going in it has a positive slope, and it is very tightly packed and is giving me a solid possibility for a line. And that's how it's done.